The analytical engine was invented by Charles Babbage in 1837. It is considered to be the first modern computer. If you ask me what it can do, well, it can add, subtract, multiply, divide, and do some basic trigonometry. Means it resembles a modern-day calculator. But the difference is you can hold a modern-day calculator in your palm. But the analytical engine weighs about 5 tons, and if I were you, I wouldn't try to hold it in my palm. The point is, in 1837, the analytical engine did not grab most of the people's attention, and Babbage's chief engineer stopped funding for the analytical engine. But today, with what Charles Babbage started, I am able to deliver this content throughout the world in 2020. The difference is time. Babbage lived in 1837. I am living in 2020. So we know for sure a lot of things have changed, right? We started to really observe time from oscillating objects and objects that follow a specific pattern of period, like our heart, electrons in an atom, moon around the earth, earth around the sun, and so on. And we found linear time, which was based on classical physics. We'll talk about that in a second. In the macroscopic world, or the big world, we experience time due to entropy. Entropy is the measure of disorder. At the dawn of the universe was in a low entropy state, or everything was arranged very orderly. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. No one knows, and all the best finding why. All the matter was compressed into a size of your finger, and then it suddenly started to expand quickly to increase its entropy. We call this the Big Bang. Since the Big Bang, the universe has always been expanding. Again, don't ask me why. Everything started from the Big Bang, even time. Our knowledge in physics starts to break down when we go before the Big Bang. In simple terms, as the universe is always changing, we experience time. For example, think about a cup of hot coffee on a table. After an hour or two, the temperature of the coffee reduces to the room temperature. We experience time as something, in this case, temperature has changed. But think about this scenario. Let's say you are the only thing in the universe. Now, will you experience time? I think the answer is no, because there's nothing to observe. There's no stars, no planets, no coffee cups to observe changes. This brings up a whole new question. Is time just an illusion caused by the increasing entropy? In physics, time is just another dimension like distance. It is considered to be the fourth dimension. It is just another measurement. But this approach to time is controversial. You can move through space in whichever way you want, but will you be able to do the same in time? Can you go back in time? Of course not. Time just moves forward, no matter what. But still there are some exceptions, like black holes. Density of a singularity of a black hole is extremely high, which makes the gravitational pull of the black hole infinitely high. This pull accelerates you to very high speeds, which makes time run backwards. If you ask me how that happens, it's relativity. Everything was fine in classical physics. They thought time was absolute and it runs the same way for everyone. You know what I'm talking about, right? An hour is 60 minutes, 1 day is 24 hours, 1 year is 365 days, or 366 days if it's a leap year. This is called the linear time, which is familiar to everyone. No matter who you are or what you're doing, this remains the same and doesn't change its way. This was classical physics, peaceful. And then Einstein came along with his friends and said time isn't absolute, it's relative. Relative in the sense it is related to an object's speed. Higher the speed, slower the time runs. Yes, your toes are younger than your head because Earth exerts more gravitational force on your toes, which makes time run slow for the toes. This is absurdity, but Einstein proved this with a bunch of mathematical equations, and today we use his theory of relativity for GPS satellites. Our universe is static, or think of our universe as a huge flip book, and the papers in the flip book are called events. This means that the universe is predetermined, or all the pictures in the papers are already sketched. And multiverse is a large collection of these flip books, but multiverse is for another video. So if time had a start, it should have an end, right? Indeed, it has. As I said, the universe is always expanding to increase its entropy. And once it reaches the maximum entropy, or just empty space, after all the black holes evaporate away, time comes to an end. Optimistically speaking, all of us would die before all of that happens. Until I meet you in the next video, goodbye.